This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.
Start your engines.
Race fans, you are tuning into the only motorsports show in San Diego. Your host, Dave Stahl, and the racing school teacher, Britney Sandoval, are taking you to the green flag, covering everything from your top-notch national drivers and crew chiefs right down to your local kid racers and racetracks. Strap in, it's Checkers and Wreckers on Racer Radio.
Who is that guy?
Dude!
Dirt Dude?
Yeah, I even knew about it. Did you know that, Brendan?
Nobody tells me anything, Dirt Dude. You are the man, Barona Speedway.
You surprised him, Dirt Dude.
He'll be calling in here in about, I don't know.
15, 10.
Give or take. We are rocking and rolling now on Racer Radio. Yes, he's still here, folks. I am happy.
Can't get rid of me.
I am happy as a pig in a pile of slop because nothing's more comfortable. Just all gooey and cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Making that up. I mean, I understand it, but I'm like...
You didn't bring me a sandwich.
I like it. You could be a writer with that.
Yeah, I think so. Racer Radio right here on KCBQ AM 1170, The Answer. I think we already did that. Black Forest Motorsports. Porsche, BMW, Mini Cooper. Want to go fast? They can fix it. Want to just get service? They can do that too. Over 40 years experience. Factory trained technicians. They got, trust me, folks, they love cars. They do vintage all the way up to the new stuff. Black Forest Motorsports. Let's go to blackforest.com. All right. For the folks that just tuned in because they love our motorsports show, what you got?
Well, I want to thank Michael Lewis again for introducing us to these two incredible souls, mother and son. We have Janice and Joey Jordan. They are both competitive with wheels 2 and 4, but they are also both very adventurous and articulate with their words. He's become a writer.
Right. And he's doing a biography on a young lady that you and I and everybody else in the motorsport community knows, and that is
Gail Webb.
Gail Webb.
Yeah.
And we had her on the show. Probably should have had her call in, but that's okay.
Well, we might highlight the SRO series because we haven't talked much.
What is the SRO series? I guess you should talk to
the
Joey.
Expert racing.
Hey, it's me,
First
Joey.
off, what is it, and where'd you find it?
It's kind of found me. No, it's a racing series. It used to be...
That's the best way.
Yeah.
Trust me.
It used to be Pro Lady World Challenge. Right?
Okay.
So now it's turned into SRO. They do sprint racing and then also endurance racing.
Right. And we're talking Porsches.
You said endurance racing?
Yeah, some endurance races. Yep.
Toyota Yaris.
No Yaris's yet, but if Toyota's listening and wants me to race a Yaris, I'll do it.
Excuse me.
Okay,
have you been in the Corolla GR?
No, I have not.
3-cylinder?
Yeah.
Holy macaroni.
Is this a good thing?
Oh, dude, this thing has got my name all over
Does it not weigh much?
Doesn't weigh much and hauls freight. I mean, you can be doing 70 in 6th gear and hit the pedal on a 3-cylinder, and this thing is gone. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, so it's road racing.
Okay.
On some of the famous tracks all across the country, Circuit of the Americas.
I was going to say, what's
Watkins
your favorite?
Glen. There's VIR. There's they come up to Sonoma is the closest one they've done lately.
Wait, why did I think you were in France?
I was in France because I also spend a lot of time there in Paris.
Racing?
I do pursue some racing stuff, but that's also where my girlfriend lives. Who I met traveling.
Oh, the adventure.
Yes.
So she's adventurous too?
Yes.
Does she race?
No, but she is addicted to it. Like, I get her behind a go-kart or on a simulator, and she just is red mist. Like, she's dangerous.
I love the red mist.
go-kart seems to be the gateway because so many people who come in and talk about racing, I started in go-karts.
Yes. Yep.
It is definitely a gateway drug if there ever was.
Yeah. Are we giving a shout-out to her, Joey? Be smart here.
Hi, Ava. You're probably sleeping right now.
Probably. So where's she at now?
She's in Paris.
So a little long-distance relationship.
For now. She's going to come for the summer. She was living here for a while, and then maybe splitting time. But
cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotta stay global.
Is she my size?
She is pretty small.
Because I'm thinking My
Oh
car.
my! She would love that. She thinks she's already really great, and I'm trying to reel her in, but she just wants.
I'm trying to reel her
she,
in.
She
Wait a
wants
minute.
speed. She wants speed so much. Like she loves it.
Okay, no. Tell the truth. You're just a terrible passenger. Tell the truth.
No, the truth is, as you were saying earlier, driving is a learned skill, and you have to.
I love
learn
you
it.
using your words against you.
When she's driving, trust me, dude, I cannot handle it when other people drive me.
Right.
I just cannot handle it. So I get why. I can't help but laugh. I mean, I totally get where you're coming from. But hey, just gotta. But yeah, if you bring her out, and I have to tell you, that's one heck of a compliment that she's offering the seat of old 37.
And to anybody else who's listening, so how many years have you raced?
When did you start? What
I
year?
started probably when I was 8 or 9 years old doing quarter midgets, which is completely different from the
On
SROs.
dirt?
No, on pavement.
Oh.
And then I was kind of interested in some ball and stick sports, but still was racing some. It wasn't until I got injured playing football that I could take racing a little more seriously when I was about 16, 17 years old. That's what a great thing about racing that can offer. It doesn't really matter what your physical ability is, you know? So I could still compete. And
Yes.
Well, I was going to bring it up in the last hour too. You're not at the age yet, but there's going to be a time because your skill set is your skill set. That's going to be with you forever. Vintage racing. Get out there and some of the stuff that'll curl your hair. The skinny tires with the wire wheel.
I want to go back to that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to influence
vintage
the
racing
world to get more to that.
Yeah, it's so much more. I had a chance to do it here in San Diego at the Coronado Speed Festival. Drove a 2000 BMW 2002 race, and it was a race car from day one. Never seen the streets. So I'm just saying you can get a lot of enjoyment out of that.
I already know.
Yeah, good.
I asked your experiences if there's anybody listening. You had mentioned you'd love to try dirt.
Yes.
You mentioned that.
So you
out
haven't
there.
done that?
No.
Wow.
I mean, I've played it around myself in some mountain roads. But yeah, no, never done it competitively.
Yeah.
We do have an interesting little rally car that I want to kind of build up and do some rallying. I have done some Baja testing stuff, but I think I'm more interested in like a flat surface, either oval or doing rally.
So I'm thinking that dump truck. I'm sure I'm going to get a dump truck photo this week from number 65, who I race.
Oh.
And I'm calling you out, Mr. Harris. Maybe we can get this young man into your car at a practice over the summer, because you've done a lot of things.
Yeah.
And you
I
don't.
think
you don't
he
seem
knows how to
reckless.
drive.
Yeah, and you don't seem reckless.
No. I don't have the red mist. I'm very methodical
Like your
about
girlfriend.
it. Yeah, exactly.
And he has absolutely no money, so we're just set the rules straight.
Oh no, I don't want to do that to Mr. Harris, but
Harris would
maybe
understand.
there's somebody out there that wouldn't mind giving me a little taste of the dirt, because he seems.
Do you really want to do that to this poor kid?
Yes, because it's so fun.
I
would
know.
love
Then
to
he's
share
going to
it.
have to buy a car. And he's going to have to get a
Yeah,
trailer.
you're trying to ruin my life right now.
Yes.
Yeah, right. You're going to throw this monkey wrench in just bigger than a house. But she is right. You would see. That's why I don't do it, and I'm too fat. Okay, so that's
He said it.
Well, I'm just
Dude,
telling you.
They make bigger dirt
called
cars.
out the monkey guy on KUSI the other day. He brought a Ducati. He brought something on KUSI.
No, he brought a Triumph, the Trident.
Okay, so he says, I get like 37 miles per gallon. And you're like, well, you could lose 20 pounds. On air. On air.
That's honesty. I like it.
Why do people be offended by the truth?
On air.
Well, it was the
On
truth.
air.
Well, because it should have gotten just more mileage.
I know. You're like, you should get 42 to 47.
But he's a little on the chubby side because he's only getting 35. I know. That gets me in so much trouble. And I look back
You're not
on
in
it.
trouble with me.
No. But then I look back on it, I think, I don't understand why you're upset. But
Those are the things you say in your head, David.
I know, I
In
can't.
your
The switch.
head.
The switch is broken. Okay.
Do we have to go to commercial break, or can he tell us for 30 seconds? You said SRO came to you.
Yeah, so my opportunity came from a good friend of mine, but also owner of Cork Sport. They're a Mazda tuner company, or they provide aftermarket parts for Mazdas. And they came to me to drive a touring car in SRO. with their
Wow.
turbo package on the car.
Wow.
So it wasn't really my idea because I've been pursuing other things like riding and other limits.
Then somebody offers you a
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
paycheck.
want to
that's
race
kinda
my
where-
car? That's how I got into
That's
it.
where my racing career
Yeah.
is going, and that's kind of how it can go. It's about who you know.
Yeah, you
So
don't
be
say
nice in
no.
the paddock, drive slow through the pits.
Yeah,
You never
don't
know
be
who's
taking
gonna be
people out on
watching
the
you.
track and blame it on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're on Racer Radio, and this is one of the things because a lot of kids listen to the show.
Yeah.
And that's a very good point. Be respectful on and off the track. Don't be, no offense, and I love him to death, Dale Earnhardt.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to,
Favorite.
you don't, Shrine, whole
Yes.
bit. Just, and those little bits of wisdom will get you much farther than if you were the bull in the china closet.
Really just the people too.
Yeah.
Like this opportunity came from just time. I mean, he knew our family, but really just time like off track talking.
Yep.
Right.
And
I
we
got
just,
in.
that's kind of where the opportunities can happen. So just always be nice and respectful and be genuine. And, I'm
and
not,
fast doesn't hurt.
being fast
doesn't hurt.
Get a good coach,
Yeah.
you know.
Tony Pendergon, top fuel funny
Yeah,
car.
sure.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So he sees AJ Bender,
Local guy lives in Ramona.
local guy, sprints, good, smiling,
Nice guy.
needs a haircut, the whole 9 yards.
I didn't say that, AJ.
He's running up in
no, Ventura.
Ventura. Pendergon comes in and says, kid, I've been watching you. I like the way you drive. I like your attitude. I like your smile. Let's go to the Chili Bowl.
Which is like the Super
Yeah.
Bowl of dirt track.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're driving for as well.
Right.
And it'll come. All right, we got to take a break. Hey, is
Dirt Dude should
on
be
the line?
calling in.
He's not called in yet? How about Mark Rose?
Yeah, nothing yet.
How about President Roosevelt?
We got nothing.
They always call during the break.
How
so
about
you guys are
President
good.
Roosevelt?
As far as I know of, I think he's somewhere else.
Gave me my number. Right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer. This hour is brought to you by El Cajon Ford, where absolutely nobody treats you better. Just like family, new and used. And by the way, they did bring the used car lot over to the main lot, so there's no farther than you need to go than from one end to the other. Go to the service department. Did you know they'll work on every car in the service department? That's right. Ford, Chevy, it doesn't make a difference. Trained technicians, they'll take care of you. Go to elcajonmotors.com, and next time you go in, you give them a big shout out for supporting Barona Speedway. I understand we have Trisha on the line.
We
Trisha.
also have Dirt Dude as well. so
Oh,
we'll
and
put
Dirt
both of
Dude
them.
as well. Oh, we're gonna get. By the way, we have Trisha and Dirt Dude. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello.
How's everything going?
How are you guys doing? Tell us about last night. I understand it was a barn burner.
Yeah, it was. I was calling in because I was listening, and I didn't know if Dirt Dude or Mark was calling in, so I thought, somebody's got to make an appearance for our great place, so I was calling in. Sorry, Dirt Dude, I didn't know you were calling.
No. We can share the mic. It's not a problem. I mean, I'm glad. So everything go well last night as far as
I
the
was
racing
very
goes?
impressed. I was very nervous going into our second race of the season, getting rained out our first.
Yeah.
So I was really nervous with Stagecoach and the Lakeside
yeah.
Rodeo. We
Yeah.
had just under 600 spectators.
Yeah.
We had, I'm very, very happy and thankful and appreciative. And then we had 92 race cars. So we had another second race night for the season with B Mains and the Pier
Yeah.
Stocks.
The 28 drivers,
And,
right?
Yeah, 28. And we had no accidents that damaged property. So I'm happy.
I would assume you'd be pretty excited. So,
I am.
So-
I'm thankful and appreciative, and I couldn't be more happier, to be honest. I expected way less. So.
okay, so you're done. So let's get ready for the next race. When is it?
We're racing May 14th. 2 weeks from yesterday, and then we have the lightning sprints in the house, and then we have I don't have the schedule in front of me, but we have I know we have 6 classes of cars running.
All right.
But I'll tell you here in 1 second. Dirt Dude,
where are you?
It's not too often you hear from Trisha, so I'm just like, Trish, go ahead and you can tell everyone that how thankful you are that everyone showed up and how the night went great.
Yeah, I don't have anything to complain about. On the 13th, we have the modifieds, sport mods, stock cars, street stocks, dwarfs, pure stocks, and the lightning sprints. Then we have mini dwarfs and the junior sprints.
Cool.
So, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Folks, if you haven't heard it before, you could camp out overnight, wake up to a beautiful morning. You can have breakfast as long as you're in a self-contained, tent, trailer, what have you. They don't charge anything for it. You can hang out in the pits late at night. Don't get too close to the race cars or you'll get a rag or a wrench. Yes, dear.
Oh, there's a rumor there's practice, too.
Oh, my God. We're back to the practice again.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, we're going to practice on Friday night before. We got our opening night for us was terrible. It was we had that horrible accident. I'm not gonna lie, it scared the crap out of me, and there was a lot of damage. So we spent all last weekend repairing it, and so it takes a lot of work, and I wasn't gonna push myself to go and hammer and try and get practice in. I figured, what, the lightning sprint come in the next race. Let's have a,
But you know what, Trish?
Night.
This is a little hats off to you and the whole family. Yeah, we had some pretty horrendous accidents that night, but guess what? Everybody got up and everybody walked away.
And so it was all repaired.
Yeah, and the safety factor worked. Everything you guys have done, it worked, and that's the key. Yeah, it tore up some stuff, but you know what?
It was all back. You couldn't even tell. And Todd was saying you guys had worked on some of the roads as well.
Yeah, so it's a win-win, win-win all the way around.
We've been very fortunate. I don't know if you guys know, but Chris Nemi, he drives the IMCA Sport Compact. Yep. He worked for the grinding company around San Diego County, and they've brought in over 100 trucks of grinding to the racetrack. So it's been...
Wow.
It looks good. It feels amazing. Good. It's funny. I saw a reflector out there, and I saw like a piece that didn't get ground. It had the yellow paint on it, but it looks really good. Yeah. And I have to give a shout out to Budget Grading because Ernie Medina has donated all of his time to come and make this happen for us, as well as my dad, Paul Wilson. And there's just been volunteer after volunteer. Things have really been falling in place. And I just hope after COVID and our stuff, times for all of us, that this year is just going to be great for everyone, is my hopes. I don't know if you guys know, but Chris Nemi, who drives the I think we're hearing the delay.
I think we're hearing the delay, too.
Well, awesome.
Hey, Dirt Dude, are you there?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you. What are you doing?
What are you? That's funny.
Hey, we're going to go ahead and go to Dirt Dude real quick, because we would like to get the results in. So, Dirt Dude, we're just going to let you rock with it.
So it was an awesome night. We had in our sportsman mini dwarfs, Jackson Ryder, young, great kid, got a main event win. Our junior sprints, Caden Johnson got his second main event win. The growing up garage kid, and in the Masters mini dwarf, Shelton Scott got a main event win. Onto the big track, IMCA Northern Sport Mods. We did a dash for cash. Got to thank Down South Motorsports. They kicked in some money. Christopher Evans got that. Onto the mains for the night. On our IMCA Sport Mods, Dave Capella got his second main event win. And the dwarf cars, great to see them back. One of the coolest battles, father and son, Tristan and Robert, back and forth. Tristan, we had this cool rod, this connecting rod that Mark Rose painted up.
Yes,
it is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Tristan's like, I'm claiming this right now. And at the drivers' meeting, like when they walked up and seen it, Robert's like, you got to get through me to get it, So that was the battle, and Tristan led. a lot of that race, and then Dad just like found the spot and got around him. Tough break for Bobby Brown, blew up a motor. And Brittany, you finished what?
I was wondering where he was at.
I know. After my move on him,
She thought she passed him clean.
I was so excited. I'm like, there's Bobby. I have a chance to pass him on the inside. And then I come around. I'm like, what's he doing up by the wall? Blowing up a motor.
Moment of glory.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick with the first half. I made a clean pass on Bobby Brown.
And that's it.
Period.
End discussion.
Yeah.
And then IMCA Sport Compacts, Chris Nemi got a main event win. Pure Stock's 27 of them there. And then Curtis Ryder got a main event win.
Oh, wait. Did his son win as well?
Yes, that was a father-son win for the night.
Wow.
Pony Stock's Taylor got a main event win, and that was how the night went.
Man, that is fantastic. So, probably, how long did it take you to crank it through this time?
We were done just a little, like 10:30 probably.
Wow, perfect.
And hats off to my friend Bill Grotzkutz, who came out from Kokopah Speedway to announce with me.
To help you.
Helped me out, and we had a great showing of fans, great night of racing, and then hopefully we can just carry this on to the next one. Trish and Todd doing a great job, along with everyone that's behind the scenes of the track.
Well, and let's talk about the
way that track was.
Let's talk a little bit about track prep.
Heat races were amazing.
Just amazing. I mean, when it's like you guys have finally, not that you didn't have it before, but every year that's all we hear is the track is better. It's so good. It's great. And the folks that helped put that together, because that's not an easy thing to do, really, when you come right.
No, it's not. I was talking to the drag strip today, to the Verona drag strip. I was talking to the promoters over there, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I know we have a couple 3-day shows coming up." And I go, "Well, that means like 10 days of working before you get to the 3 days, right?"
Yeah.
And she starts laughing. But you know what? I just want everything to go good. I just want to have a good season, and everybody to just have fun and work together as a team and continue to, build Verona for all of racing.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, and that's what you guys are doing. You're doing the right thing. Folks, you can advertise at Verona. Just go to veronaspeedway.com. There's all kinds of ways to get a hold of these guys. If you want to throw a billboard up there, maybe you want to sponsor a main event. Do you have to be automotive? No, you could be a dentist. We don't care. But the only way we're going to be able to keep this type of grassroots racing going is with drivers and spectators and advertisers. End discussion. Trish, you're the best. Dirt Dude, get a haircut.
What? He meant to say...
Hey, did you hear about...
What?
Real quick, you guys. So my son, he had opening day, right? He comes home Sunday. He says he wants a haircut. He wants a mohawk.
Oh, who did he get that from?
I wonder where he get exactly.
My son's 6 years old, and he wanted a mohawk because of Dirt Dude. So he went out yesterday and rocked his mohawk just like you, Dirt Dude.
I saw a couple kids running around. I'm like, yeah, you go, buddy.
You're going to be a superstar, dude. Next thing you know, you got to bring everybody out of the audience that's kids got their hair cut like yours. You could have your own tribe. That is so
have a following.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Thank you, Tricia.
We got to take a break. This is Racer Radio.
Take care, you guys.
Take care. Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1178.
The answer.
All right, young ladies, boys, and girls, this is Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
You need so much more airtime.
It's tiring.
I mean, you really do.
Thanks,
But this is Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. And we've got special guests in the house, but we also have Scott Delosio on the line with Paris Auto Speedway, where nobody goes faster than these guys. When you get to Paris, the grins start coming out, whether you're a fan or a racer. ParisAutoSpeedway.com. Check them out. Go to Facebook. Go to Instagram. Probably Scott will be there. What's up, brother?
How you doing today?
Just
Fantastic. Was he asking me?
yeah. Well, of course.
I'm having a good day.
You're in charge. How are you doing, bud?
Doing good. Just kind of kicking back, waiting for hockey to come on.
Oh, please, it's too small. You can tell them to paint it a different color.
You have trouble following the puck?
I have a hell of a time.
There's a reason the ice is white and the puck is black.
I know, but I'm just not quick.
Not enough contrast for him.
It's not enough. It needs to be. Let's not go there. So, because my image of the Padres, whatever uniform that is, came to mind.
Yeah.
And I wanted to erase it immediately. So you ran last night. What did you have, and what were your high points?
Well, we had our normal pass car IMCA show with super stock, street stocks, American factory stocks, IMCA modified, and sport compact. The racing was the highlight of the night.
Rad.
Because crowd-wise, we got our butts kicked by Coachella.
I
doubt we'll ever run on that night again. It's just too close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
too close. Yeah.
As you were talking before you said it, I thought, ooh, I wonder if children.
Trish even brought it up for Verona. They were surprised, kind of pleasantly surprised, for 600 in the stands because we also had the rodeo. But she mentioned this stagecoach.
But see, it's close to Paris. It's not close to San Diego.
Yes, but the rodeo was close for us. Yeah.
Yeah. The rodeo.
That's a lot of competition.
Just too much going on.
But good racing. At least.
I was going to say good racing though, right?
Still put on a good show.
Yeah, racing was pretty good. We had our super stocks, Billy Griffin, who I think you've had Billy on before.
Yeah.
I know you've had his daughter on. He won that. Street stocks, a guy named Chris Levenis, who was champion last year, won. His son, I think, was third last night. Austin Kiefer out of Bakersfield, that's Alyssa Smith's boyfriend. He won the modified main. David Stites, first race this year. He was last year's factory stock champion. He won that. And Ken McKinley, who you've had on a few times, made his debut for the year, and he won the Sport Compact. So the racing was good. We had everybody home and on their way by 10 o'clock, which is always important to do. It just we didn't send a lot of them home last night. We probably had the only people there who didn't have tickets to Coachella.
Is your Sport Compact division still looking pretty good? It's still growing?
We brought it back. I wasn't sure we were going to bring it back. It pays excellent, 500 to win, 300 per second, 200 for third, and so far it really hasn't taken off.
Oh, okay.
We got some good fast cars. We just need more of them. It's only the second year we've done it, which means it's like 10 races total. Last night I think we had 7 cars there, but we had 7 the first night, but 4 of those cars didn't come back.
Oh.
So they're out there, but once again, like I say, I know sprint car drivers who missed races last night because they were at Stagecoach.
Oh,
so.
the drivers themselves were there too. Oh, okay. Not just the crowd. I think for us at Verona, the Sport Compact, we have those junior drivers that are looking, what am I going to do now? I aged out of junior driving. And I think the Sport Compact might grow at Verona because it's a natural kind of next step. I think
it sure is.
Yeah, instead of jumping into something a little faster and bigger and more expensive.
Right.
So, can I tell him one other thing?
Sure, go for it.
We have a guest in, Joey Jordan, and I showed him the picture of your double decker because you have the person on top driving and the person down below doing the gas and brake. He kind of did his own thing going into Costa Rica. He was not allowed. Can you tell him real quick why I might have shown you that picture?
Yeah, so I had to fabricate a van of mine to get into Costa Rica, and what I ended up with is pedals on one side and the steering wheel on the other. So you had to drive with 2 people.
Because they wouldn't let right-handed drive vehicles in.
Yeah. So that was my way to try to trick the officials into Costa Rica.
It didn't work.
And yeah, it didn't work, but it was so, we were like so close. We were in tears laughing, driving like that. And it seems pretty similar to your double decker.
So he's going to come up. He's going to come up and start looking around.
He's a natural at the double decker. I think, Mom, there's the mother and son.
Oh my God.
Dumb and Dumber.
We're going to put Mom on top?
Wherever she wants.
I get the pedal.
What's that, Scott? What?
We actually had a class years ago. That's what we did.
Really?
It was called the cruiser class, and we had the person in the driver's seat controlled the steering wheel, and the person in the passenger seat controlled the throttle and the brakes.
All right, but single level, not 2-story.
Yeah, that was single level.
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
All
You
right.
guys
Hey, we need to talk about coming up Mojave Valley Raceway. They've got Work Dark at Paris the next 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And Mojave Valley Raceway is running sprint cars the next 2 weeks. They're going to run USAC, CRA. I get to announce the next 2 weeks up there, too. So and I love that place. They got USAC, CRA sprint cars, super stocks, dwarf cars next week. The week after, they're bringing in the wing sprint cars, the ASCS region out of Arizona, the Southwest ASCS region. They're going to be there. To anybody who's never been to Mojave Valley Raceway, it's a go-to place. You are like 4 or 5 minutes away from the Colorado River. You're 20 minutes away from downtown Laughlin. And the racetrack is just a very cool little racetrack. It's third of a mile. It's banked.
Yeah, it is.
The Meyer family, Ron Meyer, who you've had on a couple times, they've just poured a ton of money into improving that place. And every time the sprint cars go there, they put on a great show. So looking forward to that. And Brody Roa won again last night. That gives him that's his fourth win last night, and I think 7 USAC CRA races. Wow. So he has established a point lead right now of over 100 points out front. So he's well on his way to a championship. He hasn't finished out of the top 5 yet this year, to show you how good he's going.
Man.
And he's got that new sponsor called Inland Rigging, who the owner of that is actually a racer too. He'll be racing with him next week. Tommy Dunkel, who you had on a few weeks ago.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tommy Dunkel has just put nothing but first class equipment out for both those guys.
Yes.
Yeah. And his deal is, talking to him, I did a press release for him a couple weeks ago. They're not going to the racetrack needing something. It's taken care of. They're not showing up with used tires. They're ready to race. They're ready to win for a championship.
We really enjoyed talking to him. He was a good one. Good interview.
And just to go to show you, I don't do my research. I didn't know.
You remember? I wasn't going to bring it up.
I had no idea who I was talking to. And I don't know if you remember, if you had a chance to listen to it. But we were.
I listened to it because I was laughing at him a couple minutes after he hung up.
I mean, I was so stupid.
We should have him on.
I know.
He is on right now.
You're talking to the Inland. But, I was, thank God I was just, appreciative.
He was awesome.
But he was. And I just got to do research better. But I just had to bring it up. I don't have a problem.
Good for you, Dave.
Throwing a little mud on myself for not doing the right thing. Scott knows what I'm talking about, because if you don't do your research, guess what? It happens every time.
Yeah, well, you guys can come see him race next Saturday night.
That's
Mojave?
amazing.
Mojave.
Now, what is he? Now, what class is he in? What's he running?
He's running sprint cars as well. Normally, he doesn't run a lot of the USAC CRA races yet. He runs. His plan is to race like at Mojave.
Okay.
Smaller track. He's probably going to run a lot of VRA races up at Ventura. And later in the year, he's just running the 360. They've got a couple of 410 engines and a 360.
He's easy.
And right now, he's just running the 360. As you know, he's just a new guy to sprint car racing, basically. Yeah. And he's not. He said he'll be ready for a 410, but a 360 is where he's at right now.
Yeah, he's easing his way back
talk
in.
About the difference at 410 sprint car and a 360.
But how old is he? How old is
Tommy?
he? Yeah.
I don't know. Probably in his 30s.
He looks like mid-30s or something.
Right. Is he starting racing late, or has he been racing?
He got out of it for a while.
Oh,
and then
okay. So he just took a break.
Back in.
Just took a break. Okay.
He raced lightning sprints for a while.
Okay.
Then he got
working man.
I announced at Ventura about 4 or 5 years ago, longer than that actually. And he showed up racing a 360 sprint car. Then he got rid of that, and he ended up with a modified and a super stock. And I don't know if he ever ran those. But then he kind of sat out until last year, and he got back in it. And then, he'd been sponsoring Brody for a while.
Yeah.
And they had a meeting. I guess it was in January. And Brody didn't even know, because he lost his main sponsor. They just decided after a lot of years with him that they were not going to sponsor sprint cars. Nothing against Brody, and they did a great job for him. He's eternally thankful to that sponsor. But Brody didn't know if he was going to make it past the first 2 races. Well, they went to dinner to just talk about the sponsorship deal with Inland Rigging, and all of a sudden Brody came out with a new car owner.
Ta-da!
So they're both really excited about that. They're both excited. Obviously, Brody keeps winning, and Tommy hasn't raced. Tommy hasn't raced for a few weeks, so he's going to be excited to get on the track at Mojave as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and folks, you need to put Mojave on your list. I mean, I'm telling you, I personally have not been there yet. TV gets me up pretty early in the morning, but everybody I've talked to said it, and you're going to be announcing.
Yeah, it's I first announced there a couple of years ago when the Myers just took the racetrack over, and I got there, and being at Paris, which is kind of the Cadillac of dirt tracks, and I got there, and it's like, boy, this is kind of Spartan-like. Well, 2 years later, those guys, I mean, they poured so much money into that place and made it such a nice racetrack. Super fan-friendly up there as well. They're just good people.
That's awesome. And it's good racing. Yeah, you want to give the rundown for that race?
What's going to be there?
Yeah.
Yeah, USAC CRA sprint cars. They're going to have the super stock class, who a bunch of our guys from Southern California will be there against the Arizona guys, and dwarf cars are going to be there next week as well.
Did you hear?
I heard it the first time he said it. Thanks for going over it again.
I wonder if they have a practice. That's her bugaboo. She wants to make sure there's a practice prior to every race.
Just asking.
Do they do practice at that?
There is one. It's called Hot Laps.
We don't have hot laps at Verona anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too much.
No.
Yeah.
Go. It's heat race. Go.
Go. It's heat race. All right. Yeah. Well, hey, buddy, it's good talking to you. Have fun at Mojave. Is it MojaveSpeedway.com maybe?
Mojave Valley Raceway.
There you go.
That's right.
Check it out. Go there. Have fun. Talk to you later, man.
Take care.
Talk to you guys later. Have a good week.
You got it. Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
All right, folks. Welcome back to Racer. Now, that's a guy I know. This song.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Steve.
It could be. Maybe. As she puts her jacket on. Will you quit dancing and sit down? That's a cool jacket.
He's not listening.
Did you just get that?
When they came out with the new logo.
I like that. That's kind of cool.
Last year.
Anyway, Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
How come I don't have a CD? Do you guys still make CDs?
They do make CDs.
Can I get it on a thumb drive?
Well, no. But we can get you a CD.
What do you mean,
I'll
no?
get you a CD of their latest album, which was like 7 years ago.
Do you have a best of?
A best of?
Can I get
Sprung Monkey. I know that band.
Oh, my God.
Funky Monkey.
No,
Yeah.
but
She used to
that's Beastie
sing.
Boys.
No. I know Sprung
You
Monkey.
do.
What's that song, Mom, that they sing?
This
that-
one?
Oh, he
I'm
has
not
that
listening.
headphones on.
Oh, he would.
Take a listen.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of their big
It's such a
ones.
snappy little...
Except some.
All right.
It's about to go into some
Excuse
nice
me.
lyrics.
Excuse me.
do this.
Does Steve have a check? I mean, I just promoted his show for
Yeah,
like
that's
an hour.
awesome. Thank you for that, Dave.
Steve, it's a good thing.
Shameless plug would be
I
there.
just love you, brother.
Headlining
It's such a...
festival.
I still can't help but tell the story. I told Tommy that I says, hey, I got this band I'd like you to put on, KUSI. So he goes, yeah, well, who's that? I don't know, Sprung Monkey? We can't get Sprung Monkey. He says,
You're like, yes, I
that's international. I go, international? No, I think it's Santee. Maybe Lakeside.
San Carlos.
Yeah, San Carlos area. But anyway, I still chuckle every time I think about it. All right. Unfortunately, we only have about 10
Only
minutes.
10 minutes with our
I
special. Do you need to pay the bills?
No. Do I have to?
You should. They're a good company.
Okay. Oh, it is Certified Car Clinic.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do with these guys. If you're just doing general repair or if you want to go quick, got a dyno in-house, they can verify anything and everything you've got. Check these guys out at CertifiedCarCare.net. One more thing I got to throw out there. Verona Drag Strip. They're having an antique drags on May the 6th.
Oh my gosh, there's so much next weekend.
I had them on. I know. Go to car shows at vintageswapmeet.com if you want. I mean,
Wait, what is it? It's a what?
it's like the antique drags.
Like they're racing?
Yeah, drags.
Because I heard swap meet, so I
The
got
what?
confused.
And a swap meet for parts and pieces.
And a swap meet at the Barona.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I told him I would throw out a little commercial: Lee's Iron and Metal, Hop Up, CW Moss Ford Parts, Red's Headers, the American Hot Rod Foundation, O'Reilly's, Early Speed Company, Barron Racing, Maxima, B&B, and Builtway Incorporated.
Oh my gosh. Because the other thing happening is the vintage, the MX with Scott Burnworth, and it's only 4 miles away. Just go up Wildcat Canyon next Saturday.
Yeah.
And the two are literally like 4 miles.
That's
Not
right.
even 4 miles
And
from
this
each
one,
other.
the racing.
They're right by each other.
Yeah, the gates open at 8, racing from 10 to 5. So you
can
watch
do both.
a morning and an afternoon.
Wow. And I drag my dad, but he'll be at Ventura at the Speedway racing. There's a lot to do in San Diego. Flat track in Ventura.
Who's going to race in Ventura?
No, my dad's going to watch the flat track races at
gave me a
Ventura.
heart
I was going to drag him. I think I'll go anyway. I'm going to both. You could do both.
You
They're
got
right
a bus?
by each other.
You got a bus?
No, but we
You
only
know a
have
driver?
we only have 6 minutes
It's not my
and
fault.
52 seconds
not my
with these
fault.
amazing guests. Joey Jordan, who's an adventure rider and race car driver, and his mother, who raced motocross and skateboards for Gail Webb.
Yep. Amazing. So, real quick, closing thoughts. We'll give it to you first, since. And when I say closing thoughts, it's kind of like let people know how to get a hold of you, if they want to follow you, and kind of. Yeah, I would say this, but you don't know where the hell you're going next.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
I mean, you're just. No offense, but come on. Map? Really? What?
Yeah, he closes his eyes.
It's too small. Print's too small. Like I don't golf. Ball's too small.
Okay.
Gotta waste my time.
Joey, take over.
Yeah,
Take over.
so you can follow me along at joe.com.com.
I just love hearing that.
Did we explain this on Racer
I
Radio?
forget,
or
but
only
you
the hour
spell
before?
out the first .com and then it's the regular .com at the end.
Okay.
How else could I get just Jo, my name,
It'll pop
in there?
up.
Yeah, exactly. That's an easy way to get a domain.
And we
Don't
might
copy
want to
me.
follow him for his adventures.
Are you doing social
For
media?
adventures, yep. And all the social media tags are on there. Yeah, and I'll have adventures and I'll write about my stories
short
and about
stories.
the short stories, some other weird expression, artistic stuff, and where more info on Gail Webb's book
ask,
that
will
I'll
there
be
be
writing.
updates?
Yeah,
Okay.
And I'll kind of, as I'm racing, I'll write different perspectives through the paddock, little short stories. That's just a unique insight on the racing world.
So you do plan to continue racing?
I don't think I can get rid of it. That's kind of the thing. It's a part
Hello,
of me.
young lady.
Funny.
Young
Don't you know?
Well, I
lady.
guess in my head it was the SRO series that was in my head.
Yeah.
It didn't get out. Are you
Yes.
continuing a season? Are you committed to a season this year?
Yeah, so we're building a new car right now, and there's some developmental stuff that's going on. So we haven't started racing yet this year, but we plan to, and we'll kind of see where that goes.
This
and
is
I'm always
more shakedown.
yeah, and I'm always open-minded to driving whatever.
Well,
People
somebody
will
hands
give
you a
me,
wheel.
yeah.
Yes, John
there's,
Harris,
There's
dirt track.
opportunities, and I'll be coaching and instructing people too. I'll be at the
Right.
tracks there, and maybe I got some things working with one of my other racer friends where we can do a little combine everything, a travel racing series where we do all these different races across the world and kind of try to discover that those countries and those cultures through their grassroots racing.
So people
Better
do
than
that.
climbing a mountain.
Well,
Yeah.
I know people do it through food.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it sounds
Yeah.
like you're going to do it through racing.
One of the many ideas that I have, yeah. That'll be
Well, and if
pursuing.
you take all the tracks that are still out there, they're all looking for a way to survive.
right,
And how many, and when you stop and think about it, how many people go on tours to ride roller coasters?
right.
Yeah, that's another one.
Think
Or
about it.
Route
Absolutely.
66.
Yeah.
or-
Thousands
yeah.
and thousands of people spend unbelievable amounts of money to ride every single roller coaster.
Or baseball fields.
Yeah,
or-
and you know as well as I do, we do it. Even I've done it with radio and TV. You put the talent, like the anchor,
Right.
in a race car on a track. they're done.
Yep.
They're either going to start racing full time, or if nothing else, they don't stop talking about it. And you get more publicity than you shake a stick up.
Yeah.
Well, I think yes.
Nope, go finish.
No, I'm just saying.
Thought.
I think I hate to say it, but I'm refreshed with having you here because you're a bright light in a dark room with today's society. And what surrounds it is motorsports.
Yeah, right.
And I keep telling everybody, if you got kids, get them into motorsports.
Healthy escape.
Yep,
Right?
the healthy escape.
Healthy escape. Get them directed. Get them to learn to fail. Get them to learn to work on a vehicle, or at least understand it. And I think that's why I like having this kid as my co-host.
Why you call me a kid at
Because
50?
we have
Must be in
the
his
most
70s.
fun doing radio because we were able to talk to folks like yourself.
Yes.
And I mean, you're just, again, both of you are a breath
I
of
want
fresh
a
air.
final thought from Janice, from Mom, if you don't mind.
She wants something to race.
Yeah, I want to race too.
See, I just told you. I knew
did
that.
We hear that?
No,
And
just
no
wanted
one's giving her a wheel.
I just want to thank you guys for letting us be on the show and helping to promote Gail Webb's book.
Oh, yeah.
Look forward to
When's it going to come out, you think?
Well, we're working on trying to find a publisher.
Oh, that's right.
So
Exactly.
if any of you publishers are out there,
Have you got a
please
website?
Get a hold of. There is the GailWebbStory.com as well.
Okay.
But I think the
Joe.com.com
is the place to go.
Either or.
And if you forget,
Either or.
hit up Dave.
Yeah.
You know, if you're someone local and you're like,
Dave
I can't
who?
remember you. If it's someone local in a
Oh.
couple months and they're like, I can't remember, there was some silly .com thing, go to Dave. Okay,
It'll
find
catch
me.
on. It's gonna catch on.
Find
Britney.com.
me.
It's on the thumb drive.
Yeah, it's on a thumb drive. I have to file it. I won't know where to find it. But no, seriously, all kidding aside, we do an awful lot of shows. And we really appreciate you both coming in.
Yeah, thanks for coming in early.
It's
last second.
really,
Yeah.
it's been a fun afternoon. And just keep sharing.
Yeah.
Keep
Thanks
going.
for having me. I will.
And
Thank
look,
you.
Yeah, and get yourself a new Toyota. You'll be fine.
Or a new old Toyota.
Yeah.
I drive a Toyota pickup truck.
I
It's
got
old
an
too.
86 with a dump bit on the back,
They're
brother.
nice.
Just had
22
the
RE?
engine redone. 22R.
All right.
Just got the engine redone with 300,000. Got new tires.
I'm driving home in a 23-year-old car
I know.
right
With
now.
the top up right here on Racer Radio FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.